Hey, this is Frank Yosa, CEO of Ketone Aid. Today I'm going to do a review or analysis or my thoughts on coconut oil. It has nothing to do with ketone ester, except for one of them you don't want to mix with it. But I'm just here having my what I call Frank's Nasty Vegan Smoothie. Doesn't taste good at all, but it's real brain fuel. All right, so here are the different I have like almost every type of MCT oil, coconut oil, and I use them for different things. So let's go over them and put them in order. Because there are different coconut oils, and people just think that stronger means better, but it's not necessarily correct. So a little extra bonus if you want to try to mix up your salt and get not just sodium salt, but get potassium. This is like $3. It'll last you like a year. So I can shake this potassium on stuff just to get more of a balance. Some people say you don't need potassium because if you take sodium, it's potassium sparing, but I like to include sodium and potassium. All right, so there are different layers. Let's see how am I gonna do this with camera. All right. So there's different strengths of coconut oil, and stronger does not necessarily mean better. All right, so I should bring it out, but it's referred to as C8 all the way up to C14, C16. Those are the number of chains in the molecule itself. It's all a type of coconut oil. It's all different levels of refinement. So the typical coconut oil that is hard at room temperature is a C14, C16. It's a longer chain. So it does not do some of the things that the lower numbers do, because the lower numbers, it's a smaller molecule, so it can get through different systems. So normally over here, that'd be like a C14, C16. This is liquid coconut oil. It's my main thing. That's why it's the largest. This is like $14 on Amazon, organic liquid coconut oil, and they actually have the breakdown of. I thought that, yeah, they do have the breakdown of what's in it. That stuff I put on everything. I put it in a tube if I'm going to go to a restaurant that might have a little bit of carbs. Even if it doesn't have carbs, if I'm just going to take a side of veggies, I will take that out and pour it on. Instead of asking the restaurant to get me olive oil, which oftentimes isn't very reliably olive oil. So I just take that with me. So it's liquid though, so it has less of a taste than the harder. The lower the number, the less taste you have, all the way down to no taste. A little bit distracted by the boat. I don't know if you can, if I can zoom in there. No, can't zoom in. But this liquid coconut oil, I mean, I can put 1, 2, 3, 4 tablespoons throughout the day with my food. I just put that stuff on everything. So the lower the number is this stuff right here, the C8. If it's the first time taking it, I might recommend getting the Bulletproof brand, because I don't know if it's higher quality, but I just have more confidence that they've sold more and they know how to do it right. With the C8, it's so strong that people take weeks to get accustomed to it, and when they're not accustomed to it, they will get massive GI issues. So maybe I'll post here a video of my wife and the GI issues that she had when she just took 10% too much more than she normally takes, even though she'd been taking it for weeks or months. It feels like jabbing knife pains to the stomach. So people have to start sometimes with half a teaspoon, and then they can graduate up higher. But once you've taken a few bottles worth, you might consider switching over to something that might save $5, and that's this one right here. This is Kiss My Keto C8 Brain Octane. You can try it straight out of the gate, but if you have the GI problems, then you won't know whether it was from the brand or just from the C8. So back to liquid coconut oil. So yeah, I put that on everything. Sorry. So the stronger stuff, that's what's recommended in the Bulletproof coffee, and where people put either Bulletproof coffee or they call it the buttered coffee, where they put heaps of butter, MCT oil, heavy whipping cream, so that they can get massive amounts of calories, but with no carbs, kind of tricking the body. So C8 is the one that's very, very unique. It is the one that actually makes ketones itself. So it's kind of an exogenous ketone. People don't refer to it that way, and I sometimes hear people say, "Oh, I hate exogenous ketones," and then you talk about, "I just love my C8." Well, it's when you drink the C8, it goes into your body, and about 10% of it goes through the liver and makes ketones. Well, that's what the ketone ester does too. Half of the ketone ester, the 1,3-butadiene part, separates and goes to the liver and makes ketones. So with the ester, it's 1 part D-beta-hydroxybutyrate, so the bioavailable version. And then when it separates, it's combined with D1,3-butanediol. When it separates, the DBHB goes into the blood directly, and then the D13 goes to the liver, and then it's kind of like a fast and slow release. The C8 and the ester do not mix. I wish they could, because then it could be cheaper, and then you can have the best of both worlds. It just doesn't work. The C8 does mix well with if you have a ketone salt, so non-racemic ketone salt. Only 1 or 2 companies sell that. The D form. Those do mix together because the salts don't go through the liver. But the MCT C8 does. I have a full 20-minute video on that. Maybe I'll get around to putting a link there. But so the downside with the MCT oil C8, the super strong one, is my understanding is that it goes through the blood-brain barrier, and it's not very clear whether it's good to have oil in your brain. The other downside is you can take such a small amount of it that, sure, that small amount makes ketones, but so does having 4 to 10 times more of the regular coconut oil, in the sense that, not because it has a fraction of C8 in it, because it does. It's more because you can take more of it, so then you're more abiding by the ketogenic lifestyle of 80% fat, 15% protein, 5% carbs. So if you're taking the C8, but then you're only 70, 20, 10, you're not gonna. You'll make some ketones because it's exogenous, but then you won't be able to be making as much endogenous ketones because your body's not reaching those right ratios. But this stuff, which is 100% fat, helps your ratios get lifted. So I really do focus on that. I did buy this one here that has kind of more of a hybrid. So this one says here on the back, it says 12 grams of medium chain triglycerides and 14 grams of fat per serving, and it's lauric acid, caprylic acid, capric acid, and I always forget the C8 has a special name to it, and I don't remember. I don't remember the caprylic acid or capric acid. No matter how many times I look at this, I never remember which one is which, but it doesn't matter. You can just focus on the C8, and then this one has list out how much of it is lauric acid, 800 milligrams, caprylic acid, 5.66, and capric acid, 3 grams. So this one is kind of more of a blend of them. But this one, I really actually have phased it out. I haven't been using it as much. Some people feel like they can get more energy from it, but if I'm taking the ester, I don't want to mix that within a 2 to 4 hour period. Some people will do a hybrid. They'll do their buttered coffee in the morning, and then they'll do their ester between lunch and dinner, or the flip side. I got to watch out for the flip side. If you're doing the coffee in the afternoon and you've got caffeine, don't get me started on caffeine. Other videos that you can watch on ketone ester and caffeine. So then I recently also got this one right here. This is coconut oil and avocado, and I just wanted to try it out, try something different, so it's not just coconut oil that I'm taking. And I also have, I should have brought it out, a olive oil that I get from the farmer's market, and I will add that to all my salads, whatnot. For my nasty smoothies though, I do add liquid coconut oil. But if I'm going to put ice in it, that'd be actually a time to put this one in, because it actually doesn't freeze as quickly as this stuff does. So this stuff, you might actually have some white crust if you have ice in there, and the lower the number, the freezing temperature is different. So that's it. Yeah, coconut oil. Other benefits of the higher the number, even the hard kind. First of all, it's less expensive, but it also has, my understanding, is more antibacterial benefits of it. So, Mary Newport does advocate actually for the higher number, for just helping the gut-brain connection, and it's not antifungal, antifungal properties more so than the lower number. So there is some benefit. It's not just a straight, the C8 is better and let's see how much you can tolerate. No, there's benefits to all of them. So that's what I do. take it with me in travel pouches, put it in my smoothies, put it on my salads, and that's it. So email me directly if you have any questions, and leave a comment. I always love hearing, hey, I learned something new. This is what I learned. Just something to kind of keep me motivated to add more videos. And make sure to subscribe, because you'll get content here that you won't see absolutely anywhere else. Thanks. Oh, and make sure to join our Facebook group. Just search for Ketone Aid on Facebook. Not the Facebook page, but the actual discussion group, where we have a lot of people talking about different ways that they take it for sleep and for endurance workouts, between workouts, jet lag, and it's just endless. All right, thanks.